Hi, this is Faith from Vonza, and I want to share with you the best way to stand out. Now, when I say stand out, I mean not only on the Vonza, but also in the world, in the marketplace, anywhere that what you create goes. The way it's going to stand out is by you identifying your brand. Listen, I know that can be a scary word, and most people attribute that word to big companies like Walmart and Target and Starbucks and Dunkin's, but it's also you. Since you were young and you applied for your first job and you wrote out your resume was literally your brand. You were branding yourself so that you would stand out from amongst the other applicants that would walk into that job place. Well, guess what? Even as an adult, even right now, as you're sharing your knowledge, as you are changing and shifting the world, you have to stand out amongst the crowd. And the way you are going to do that will forevermore be your branding. Why? Because it's you. It's you in basically online form, digital form, book form, video form, any way that you, or anything that you have to offer, any form that you're offering it, your brand is you in that format. That's the best way to think about it. And furthermore, it's also how people experience you when they buy your products. So I want to share with you just really quick how you can go ahead and distinguish yourself and begin to build a brand that makes sense, that's cohesive, and will bring in those dollars. So this is what you have to do. Number one, you have to identify your personality and bring that to life. How do you do that? Well, one of the ways that you want to do that is just to write out your 3 value points, 3 pillars. And when I use this, I basically am saying that you want to have, so your 3 pillars are going to be your point of focus, right? Those are the 3 pillars by which your business is built upon, and everything else, your content, your training, your live events, your books, your webinars, anything that you're offering, all of those things are going to come out of those 3 pillars. Okay, so for example, if you are into finance, 3 pillars for you could be millennials, right? Because you want to talk to them about how to deal with their finances. Boom, that's number 2. And also their credit. Boom, that's number 3. So if those 3 things are your pillars, then that's who you are communicating with. That's who you're talking to. Even the colors that are behind your brand are cultivated to speak to them on the level that they understand and connect with the most, right? Those are your 3 pillars. Then you have your 3 values. Your 3 values, meaning that those are the 3 things that no matter what it is, no matter what you're creating, no matter what you're doing, it's what they're going to see. So if, let's say it's luxury, let's say it's energetic, and let's say it's honest. Luxury, energetic, honest. Those 3 things would be considered your values. And so everything you create, luxury, of course, you think of the colors black, gold. Sometimes if you're going the simplistic route with it, white, black, right? Those things are displayed. That's how you brand yourself, so that when someone sees something that you create, they say, oh yeah, that looks like her. Oh yeah, that looks like him, right? Anytime you see something from Starbucks, you attribute the color green to Starbucks. You don't have to see the cup. You don't have to see the logo. You see that green straw, you know they went to Starbucks. Same thing with Dunkin' Donuts. If you see that orange and pink straw, you already know they went to Dunkin' Donuts. That's called branding. So when someone sees something that you create, you want them to think of you, right? And so that's what you do with your 3 values and your 3 pillars. And using those 3 things, keep them in front of you so that way when you're creating things and products and things of that nature, you have a consistent, focused platform by which you're bouncing off of, or rather foundation, a consistent foundation that you're working off of, right? Now, the other way that you're going to stand out specifically on your Vonza platform is by changing the colors to align with your brand. If you know anything about color psychology, it really makes a difference. So on set, once they type in your name and your Vonza platform pulls up, you want them to get who you are. You want that value system to come out and pop out at them. You want them to attribute a certain type of color scheme to your business, right? That's very important. Now, the other thing about branding that's really important is taking that and now allowing it to also flow into your language, how you communicate with people. Of course, your social media is going to work as long as you work it, but you have to be consistent with what it is that you're saying. Hence, the 3 values, right? And your 3 pillars. That's what's going to help you to stand out. What is it that when someone goes to one person's Instagram page versus another person's Instagram page, follows, turns on the notifications versus somebody else's? Because when they go to that person that they turn on the notifications button for, they know what to expect. They know what they're talking about. It all flows, it's cohesive, and it works together, right? And so again, the way you stand out is by basically creating your brand, right? And with your brand also comes the word niche, being niche in what it is that you're offering. I told you this is going to be short. I gotta share this with you, okay? Here it is. If you try and talk to everybody, you're going to end up talking to nobody, period. But when you start talking to a specific lane and realm of people, you're going to end up talking to the right people, and then those people will turn around and go get others that are just like you, just like them, and bring them into the lane. That's how word of mouth goes. I really want you to be okay with just focusing on a certain type of people. That niche is, like I said before, when we were talking about the values and the pillars, when we were talking about millennials. Millennials talk a certain way. They have certain ways that they see things. There's way that they talk. There's a way that, and places that they go to. More millennials are on Instagram than they are on Facebook. Most of them watch more of YouTube videos than they are on LinkedIn. So you want to have social media platforms that speak to them and reach them where they already are, right? Now, this is really important when it comes to developing your niche, because your niche is going to be what you're known for. It's going to be who you're talking to, who you're creating for. And when you speak to them and you show them what you have, and they feel like, man, they get me, that's branding. That's really going to help you cultivate your craft and also get your knowledge out to where it belongs. But don't be afraid to get in your lane and stay in your lane. As the business grows and gets bigger, you can now, add some different things and branch out a bit. But don't be afraid to just stay in your lane. Target stays in their lane. Walmart stays in their lane with food pricings, offerings. Target does the same. Whole Foods does the same. Trader Joe. Everybody has a niche. Find your niche and work it. But there you go, guys. That is how you stand out in the marketplace, on Vonza, of course, and in the world. Let's take that message that you have to everywhere it needs to go. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Go Vonza.